Hi there.
I'm Charcy, the blacksmith.
So I've been playing games and making videos as one does, and this guy gave me a great idea. I'm going to review my interactions with the DBD community, which is going to be reviewing my videos, while in the background will be, of course, my 5 win streak. On this guy, we're going to show the blood web and the build, which shows the offerings that I'm doing to show that this is indeed a streak. There's no way that I would have the blood points line up while also my offerings line up and also the blood web line up. Like if you wanted to try to say this was a lot, it's a lot of effort for a fucking 5 win streak. But you know, that's what these people do. They always try to deflect, move the goalpost, and just straight up deny things. So we're gonna cover that base. Here we go. I'll let my future self take over because honestly, right now I kind of want to just play other games. I just did my 5 win streak and it's incredibly boring because playing like that is incredibly boring. So I'm just gonna, my future self will handle the rest of this video. I really don't give a shit right now. Okay. All right, future me here. What was I talking about? Something about reviewing my past DBD videos and I guess interactions with the community. Okay, well, actually, this might be kind of fun. Might revisit some things I haven't seen in a while. Anyway, let's see. What do we have here? Let's just kind of go back to like my earliest DBD videos. Some of these I might even just skip over. I had like a whole series that I did about. It was like I was kind of new to Killer, right? I was new to DBD. I think Killer was the first thing I played, and I was like playing Freddy, and I was like, oh wow, this build feels good. It was just like a full hex build. What an asshole! And it had like anywhere from 0 views to 2 views. The whole series. I had like 20 plus games, or maybe I don't know, 50. It's just straight up upload on. Yeah, no one cares about that. And this is going to be one of the many things we're tallying here. No one cares about just raw gameplay. So I have videos like DBD things. This thumbnail I think is fucking hilarious. This is like my favorite thumbnail. um, I have I have that for gameplay, which is not just straight up full like killer games, right? And then I have I'm looking down because my internet is out right now, and I figured I'll just keep recording because I can use my phone, and it's gonna take longer. Anyway, I have my end game, what an end game mini series that I just stopped doing because no one gave a fuck. That's also gameplay, whether it's clips, short moments of a match, which is clips, but you know what I mean, or full matches. No one gave a shit. Then I have my prove thyself video. So this one's kind of an anomaly. I think it's because I also had kind of like semi-entertaining background footage while I was going over why Prove Thyself just isn't good. And this was when it was 15%, not even how it's 10% now. But like, so that video was like a tip video, and that did well. And then after that did well, I made another tip video about healing, and that one did not do well. And I always feel like my thumbnail games are on point. The Prove Thyself video definitely stands out, but I've had other I did one about X Plaything when it was bugged. Same kind of thumbnail. No one gave a shit. So I just kind of and plus the bug went away, so I got rid of that. That video's hidden now. There's no reason to have it up. But then I have my toolbox video where I actually do the math on toolboxes, and I'm pretty sure I go over the best toolbox, but also other toolboxes that are just about as good. No one cares about that video. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. Then I have my Wesker's A tier video, 76 views, I guess, but it's also like a really funny video, and no one cares. There's no comments, it's just no one cares. That's kind of the first part of what I'm going over here, is the fact that when I make these kinds of videos, no one cares. Here's another tip video, 7 random tips for survivors. Good tips, I think. They're very beginner level focused. Things like, if you didn't know that you need to come at a window kind of head on with a certain distance to get the fast vault, and if you don't get the fast vault, then your hitbox kind of lingers if you do a medium vault. Things like that. And My friend watched that video. He sent it to his friends that are new to the game and said some of those tips were helpful. Blah, blah, blah. That's great. But then, like, as a whole, no one cares about, like, the DBD community doesn't care. But then I have, you know, my Skull Merchant review, one of my favorite videos. I put it, it's actually my home page video. Like, if you click on my profile, it's the one that, you know, shows up. And hey, it has 744 views, but it only has like 9 likes. It's just like, what are we doing? It's like Dead by Daylight, such a dead end. It's such a dead end. And then we have the next category, discussion, DBD discussion. I really enjoy DBD discussion, but it seems no one else does. For example, how I have my video, how to fix DBD. So like, even when I try discussion about this game, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything. Okay, and then I got my fix your game video. I think this was the start of when I was doing the no killer power victories. And yeah, I don't know. What can I say? Fucking, it's got 45 views. It's got 5 comments. No, it doesn't really have 5 comments. It's got my friend saying I should play a different game. Man, is he right. Then I got this other guy who started watching my videos just to criticize me. I don't even know what he's saying here. Chasing survivors who showed up 0.5 seconds after the hook. This guy, why is my free escape filling up so slowly? Blah, blah, blah. Like, okay. I'd have to watch this video, and I don't care. But, like, the anti-camp meter is terrible. It's terrible. And if you are a person, and this is now my next point, that I'm not going in any order. I'm not staying to the points. But the next point about my complaint with the DBD community and me making videos about DBD and shit like that, this community is just stupid. It's a stupid community, and I hate being around stupid people. Call it a pet peeve. I cannot stand not being able to have a conversation with the people I am surrounded by. And not only is the DBD community not an exception, but they're actually the prime example of this. This guy is arguing in favor of the anti-camp meter. In fact, he does this in several other comments, where he says, you can't camp anymore because of the anti-camp meter. What are we fucking talking about? I don't even need to explain this to anybody. Everybody knows how useless that is. The only thing it is, in fact, in this video, there are times where someone's died on hook, and I'm like, how did they not have a free unhook from the meter? I was like practically face camping, and no survivors were nearby. And it's like, how is that not an, oh my god, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's so useless. Everyone knows that. All it stops is literally Michael Myers from actually face camping you. That's what it stops. And that was never the problem that needed to be fixed. Face camping it was never good. Proxy camping is what's strong. That is what people are talking about when they're complaining about camping. No one's talking about just staring at this. Like, are you stupid? Like, are you actually a stupid human? That's why I'm talking about this, because this community is so dumb, and I'm so tired of trying to have conversations with these people. Anyway, so then, and I'm somewhat going in anti, I don't actually know. I feel like I say both, because I'm not sure what the actual pronunciation is. Anyway, and then we got the videos with Scoopsy, and Scoopsy, I know you're busy. I miss you, man. We got to play games again. But anyway, these videos are among my absolute favorite videos on my entire channel, alongside my GTA videos. They're just really fun. The third video, Scoopsy 3, a DBD with Shady and Scoopsy 3, that one's the weakest one of the 3, but like, these videos are great. I love them. But no one fucking watches it. No one fucking watches. These are great videos. The thumbnails are pretty good. Which, again, I'm going to say most of my, like, at least 90% of my thumbnails are really good. You have to admit, they're really good. But no one fucking watches these videos either. So it's like I have It's just you have to watch it and you'll see what I mean. They're just really fun. They're really fun videos. I have watched them multiple times. They're just fun fucking videos, and no one fucking cares. Like less than 50 views. I I don't even know how many of those are my views. You know, it's like, what are we doing? Ah, yes, and now we have the infamous streak players are ruining the game for everyone.
Sit down, you're ruining it for everyone.
Anyway, this got a lot of views, a lot of comments as well. It does have 52 likes. I can't check the dislikes. So editor's note, I will do that when my internet comes back up. Alright, so keep in mind I start this video with a clip from Aaron's video, which is a popular DBD streamer, talking about Super Alf's win streak, which is another popular streamer, where Super Alf is saying that he gets 1,000 plus win streaks, and he literally 0 times goes against a Swift with like a bunch of styptics and shit. So my argument is to take that and ask, if that's the case, why do win streaks mean anything to the community? And the responses to that were, I bought the game, I'll play how I want. That's not an answer to the question. I asked, why do they have value to the community when you don't go against strong opponents as killer? Hardly ever, so much so that in 1,000 games it doesn't happen. How does that get responded to with, I bought the game, I'll play how I want? That's not an answer. That's not an answer. I didn't say, why do you play that way? I said, why do you value it? So you had to answer why you value it, not why you play that way. Why do I have to explain this? Then that's what I'm saying. This community is just stupid. They're just stupid people. They don't grasp these concepts. And I cannot stand that. I cannot stand that. And I'm not, by the way, hell, the videos are right there, the comments are right there. If you think I'm cherry picking and this doesn't actually represent the DBD community, I dare you to do the work yourself and go look at the comments. I dare you. And if you don't do that, then shut the fuck up. You're refusing to prove yourself right, so you're not really allowed to say your stupid opinion. So anyway, by the way, yes, I know I'm being hostile. I don't care. I'm leaving this fucking community if you haven't caught that yet. I'm done. This should be my last DBD video. I am so fed up with this shit, so I'm just letting it out, okay? I don't care. Yes, not all of you are like this, obviously. But most of you are, and the ones that aren't like this know that I'm right, and they're not going to fight me on this. They know most of this community is fucking stupid as fuck. Anyway. So, like, and then we have, like, this guy. I'm just kind of skimming through it. I've already responded to him. I've already read it and did my work here. But he's like, streak players ruin the game. Out of all the things that ruin the game, I would say cheaters and exploits and stuff. Okay, he's not listening to the argument. We can't fix exploits and bugs. We, the community. We, the community, however, can fix playing for win streaks. Now, the argument I make in that video specifically is that the mentality of playing for win streaks kind of just ruins the fun for everybody, including the person playing for win streaks. The person playing for win streaks, they just need to consume. If they don't care about any individual match, they play a game, and if they win, great, they need to go next. They don't care about win number 13, right? They don't care. They can't stop and enjoy it. They don't talk to the people they just played a game. They got work to do. They're trying to beat Super Alf's 1,900 and whatever win streak, okay? They don't care about win number 73 in a row. Now, what do you think that does? What do you think that does? It's a consume mentality. You don't enjoy each individual one. You just trying to collect a massive, greedy, selfish horde of victories. While, by the way, apparently saying that Survivor is the OP role while you're collecting like 4-digit win streak numbers. But okay, which is a point I've made several times. I'm probably going to make it again in this video because no one has addressed it yet. And they're not going to because everyone is a fallacious debater. I really hate saying fallacious because it sounds like fellatio. And but the base word is fallacy. If it is fallacy-like in nature, it is fallacious, and I hate that fucking word. What can you do? But anyway, what the fuck was I saying? Right. So anyway, so it creates this environment where the killers are just trying to collect a massive amount, an unrealistic amount of wins in a row. A kind of the kind of numbers that doesn't exist in any other video game that I can think of on Earth. Any PvP game, no one has this kind of win streak. So clearly that shows an imbalance. But hey, what do I know, right? Anyway, so they can't enjoy a specific match. They might enjoy their last match when they beat the record, right? They might enjoy that match, but the 1,900 something before that, it didn't matter. None of that mattered. And if they lose on match number 1,800, then all of that also didn't matter. And then they're also miserable because they fucking lost on 1,800. Like, you know what I mean? It just creates a very unhealthy and unfun environment for the killer. And for the survivor, and I know people say, you can't tell me if I have fun or not. Yes, I can, because you're not going to be honest with yourself, let alone anyone else. All right, I have witnessed it. I have seen these killers just not having fun, even if they win. They just don't care about the game, even if they win. I've played games that were so eventful, and the game ends, win or loss, whatever, right? And I get to the end game lobby, and nobody says anything. And leaves, and it's like, that's exactly my point. And go ahead, tell me, how many games has that happened to you? A totally eventful match, and you're like, there's no way there's not gonna be, like, how many times have you played Killer? And like, either maybe you did something shitty, or some teammates did something shitty to each other, and you're like, oh man, I can't wait to see the endgame chat. And then you get to the endgame chat, and there's nothing, and just everyone left the lobby. That's insane. That's insane. Like, there's no humanity in this game anymore. It's dead internet theory. I've been saying that. I've had a lot of deleted videos I just didn't care to use where I'm like talking about that. It's like, this feels like dead internet theory. It's just like, there's so many eventful games where nobody says anything about it and just leaves and goes next. And that's kind of what I mean. It's like, the win streak mentality is all about go next, because this match doesn't matter. You just need more. You got to go next. You got to go fast. Life in the fast lane. And it's I don't know. It's like TikTok brain rot, I guess. It's the same kind of concept. It's just like, you can't enjoy any specific thing. And it's depressing, really. It's kind of just sad for humanity and gaming as in general. But like, so yeah, that's for the just real quick, and then that's just for like killers. But then for survivors, it's also miserable because it means every killer is playing for win streak because they think they're gonna get rich and famous if they have a big number by their win streak amount. And then these survivors have to deal with killers playing Blight, using power, shamelessly camping and tunneling. And it's like, what chance do the survivors have? That's why I'm showing you these games where I play Ghostface without using power. I'm not even crouching. I'm not even crouching on Ghostface. I'm not using power a single time. I'm camping and tunneling. And I'm not that great of a killer right now. Like, I'm really rusty. And like, I still win. And it's not hard. It's not even hard, dude. Like, there is that one match that I have on Midwich that was kind of close, and they could have won if they didn't screw up. But I mean, that's, you know, I'm fucking playing Ghostface without using killer power. Fucking cry me a river, right? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. It's just crazy. But then it's like, okay, back to the community being stupid and disingenuous or whatever, and fallacious. This guy says, actual childish arguments, by the way. You're saying people shouldn't play the game to win because it ruins the game. No, that's not what I said. And that's called straw manning. That's a fallacy. And I think this community doesn't actually know what fallacies are. I think they actually just don't know what they are. They don't know what they're. It's, to them, it's something that Ben Shapiro says a lot. That's what I think a lot of people view fallacies as. Like, literally, like that phrase. I think they don't know what it is. They know Ben Shapiro says it a lot. They know they don't like Ben Shapiro. And it's like, Dude, that ain't it. That's not how you go about life. That can't be. It can't be how we as the human species go about life. Anyway, fallacies are important because fallacies literally mean that your argument is wrong. They literally mean that. You might still, by chance, be right in what you're trying to say, but the argument you're presenting for it is factually incorrect because it's a fallacy. That's what a fallacy is. That's not like the definition of it, but that's what it does. So you need to know the definition of it. You need to have a general understanding of like the very common fallacies because you need to be able to know if you're doing it or if the person you're talking to is doing it. And you don't need to like study them and know them by name because it's really just a logical concept. You should be able to know that somebody's argument doesn't like that it doesn't make sense or it's not like connected. You know what I mean? It's important is what I'm saying, and you need to know it. You don't need to know the names of each specific fallacy, but you need to know the concept of when somebody is using an argument that doesn't actually logically support their argument or it doesn't make sense, it doesn't connect, things like that. That's what a fallacy is. Yeah, your argument boils down to killers shouldn't try to win, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, of course, and of course, the obligatory skill issue when I'm saying streak players are ruining the game. How is skill issue even a response? How is that even I don't even know how that's a response. Streak players ruining the game. Skill issue. I don't get it. What's the skill issue? What's the skill issue? What's the skill issue? I'm playing killer and I'm winning. What do you mean skill issue? It just doesn't make sense. These people just say anything. They just say anything. It's almost like they're a broken AI, but they're a real life human being. They can go out and drive. They can go and vote. They can do whatever they want. But yet, this is their quality of brain. You know? Yeah, like, I don't know. It's crazy. Everyone's always trying to be an internet badass, you know? Bro, let people play the way they want, blah, blah. So this is like one of those people that comments without actually watching the video. They just like read the title, they commented, and then they left with 3 seconds having been played on the video.
What does that mean? Are you the idiot who got up halfway through the special during the bit and you're like walking around like I'm not fucking taping a special here? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Fucking had to ignore all of that and now you're gonna like yell out? And not only that, yell something that makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
It's part of my point. It's part of my point. This community is terrible. It's terrible just to even try to have a conversation with. Streak players are ruining the game. Check. The game is ruined because it has no ranked game mode X. He's being sarcastic, like he thinks that I should have that argument instead. I don't think a ranked mode... this is actually having a conversation just for a brief moment, surprisingly. No, I don't think having a... actually, I left a reply. That's probably what I said. I don't think having a ranked mode matters because that's like implying that people wouldn't play the casual mode but then play it sweaty. And like, you know what I mean? Like, plus that becomes a gray area. That becomes a gray area. What's your definition of playing it sweaty versus someone else's? And it's like you might say this is where fun builds go. Why are you playing this meta build? It's like, well, maybe they're practicing a killer. Maybe there's too many things where it doesn't actually help the unranked game mode if there was a ranked game mode. It would just become two arbitrarily separated game modes where maybe one of them gives you a number for winning the ranked mode and the other one doesn't necessarily do that. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Looking at the replies you're making to some comments, you need to learn self-control. I agree. I don't know why you're saying that, but I agree that I need to have self-control. I need to, because I do. I reply to comments, whether my videos, other videos, blah, blah, blah. I go into whole comment wars, and I need to have self-control, but it's hard for me. And this is why I think I have to leave the community. It's so hard for me to see something that's idiotic and to let it go and let it be and be like, that's not my problem, that's not my fight, blah, blah, blah. Because I don't see it that way. I see it as that is a person spreading either misinformation or like trying to manipulate people or like or slander, you know, things like that. And it's like I gotta address that. That's how I feel. I feel like I gotta address that, or else it will stay there and affect people in the wrong way. And if I don't expose it, then it will go by totally unexposed and influencing people in the wrong direction. That's how I feel about it. And I know that's on me, but I also don't know what I can do about it. It's just something that I do. And that's basically what this whole video is. This whole video exists because of this, which is really funny. But yeah, part of why I need to step away from this community. I don't like editing videos. It's kind of tedious. I know what I want to do in my head, but then actually doing it just takes a lot of work, and it's taken away from me just actually playing games and having fun. I actually kind of enjoy recording them, but then putting them in the video editor, usually I have to wait for it to buffer those videos overnight because it takes so long because my computer sucks. And then I have to fucking edit, and then I have to save it, which takes like usually that's like another overnight thing. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Don't recommend channel. Wow, very clever. You could have just not said anything and left, but you're a DBD community member, so you have a compelling force making you post hostility without explaining why you have that opinion. But okay. Dude, your argument makes no sense. How does seeing the streaks that somebody has ruin the game? This is another guy that just like didn't watch the video. It's like another guy that just didn't watch the video. But why are you here? Why are you commenting? Like, shut the fuck up. They aren't exploiting anything or playing in a scummy way. Yes, they are, though. They're exploiting and scummily playing by camping and tunneling. That's exactly the point. You didn't watch the video. Not only did you not watch the video, but it's like, how do you say that? Like, you don't even play the game. Or you play killer and you think everything that you do is justified and validated, but whatever. They are challenging themselves. You're actually so weird. What the fuck? What's weird is saying that I'm weird. I mean, hell. Am I weird? Sure, probably. But like saying it here for this video, that's where you're weird. And actually that comment kind of makes me think of the Che videos. Speaking of which, let's move on. I've spent too much time on this video. I probably need to cut like most of what I need to get through these videos. Che might be next. I don't know what's next, but I can't wait to get to that one. And then I started doing some Warframe videos. Actually, the Warframe videos did well. I could probably go on to Warframe videos and do a lot better than DBD. That community is actually appreciative, a good community. They actually discuss things. I get along with them well. They're not psychotic. You know the drill. You know the whole, yeah. Much better community than DBD, but so is literally everything. Okay, then I think after a while, then my next video is DBD still sucks, to complement my DBD just sucks. Why did I not go over that video? Hold on. DBD just sucks. Okay, this video, actually let me talk about this video for a moment, because in this video I have the flipped perspective of survivors are broken, and killers too weak, and blah blah blah. I stand by that for the perspective that I had, that I was in. The perspective I was in was that I was playing weaker killers and not camping, not tunneling. I would literally hook someone, go fucking find the next person, usually with barbecue, which meant they were fucking at least 40 meters away from the hook. So I'd find them, chase them, which means hit them once, hit them twice, and put them on a hook. That takes a while, blah blah blah. Doing that on Pig, on Doctor, on Ghostface, that is hard. That's gonna be some miserable games. And I will say, even then, I still won most of my games. So I was being kind of spoiled by saying, oh, killer's miserable, blah blah blah. Well, I think one of my arguments was that it's not always miserable, but when it is miserable, there's nothing you can do about it, and that's when you know your opponents are actually good, and blah blah blah. And that element still is true when you're playing the bottom tier killers and you're not camping and tunneling. Totally true. Totally true. But when you're playing Blight and camping and tunneling, you need to shut the fuck up. See, that's kind of, you know, that's why I have that opinion. This video was pretty big or something. I mean, for me, I guess, right? It was like 7,000 views, almost 8,000. It has like almost 200 comments. Oh man, do I want to? I don't really want to go through all of them. If I'm being honest though, if I remember, I think most of these comments were agreeing with me. This was a while ago. I'm just gonna skip past that, dude. I'm gonna be honest, I'm just gonna skip past that. My fucking throat's getting fucking dry. I'm talking so much. And then what? Then I had an idea. This is a video I wanted to make for a while, for just anyone who might want it. But like perks where you want to know that they exist as a survivor for what the killers will have. Things like Lethal Pursuer, because there's no indication of it, right? There's no indication of it, but it's extremely important. So I wanted to make a video of things like that, things like pain res or barbecue, things like that, like where there's no indication that it's happening, or it happens and you see it but you don't know why it happened, things like that. So I made that video, and surprise, surprise, no one gave a shit. 10 views. Again, I guess the new audience just doesn't need me for tips. Okay. And then I have playing for win streaks is still unhealthy, blah blah blah. I probably like just got done with a game where the guy was like shamelessly camping and tunneling. So then I do this video, and I'm pretty sure, I don't even know what I do in this video. I probably do another no killer power win, blah blah blah. Literally no comments, 18 views, 2 likes, which are probably just 2 of my friends supporting my channel, and it's like, okay, whatever. Yes, and then my favorite thing ever, reacting to Scott. I have a lot of reactions to Scott videos. Most of them are kind of hidden right now. I don't remember why. I think they just had no views, and it looked like I was just a reaction channel feeding off of Scott, and I don't like want to do that. But I react to Scott a lot because he actually has conversations, and he's one of the few that'll do that. And I am very mixed on Scott. I think he's smart enough to hold conversations, but also sometimes he's just dumb and he just goes in the wrong direction with what he has as information. You know, it's like, I don't know. I'm so mixed on him, but ultimately I appreciate and respect the fact that he will have the conversations and he discusses things. Granted, I hate to say that while attaching a negative, but I do think he has a big audience. Good for him, but it's annoying to me because he so often goes in the wrong direction and kind of leads his big audience in the wrong direction, and I am powerless to do anything about it. So I react to him a lot, trying to counteract or trying to counterbalance his arguments. At least I know I have no viewers and no subs, but at least I'm somebody trying to have the discussion, to at least have a returning response to somebody talking out into the void, right? Which I think is good for the environment, for the community. But of course, it doesn't matter because no one watches me. So it's pointless. So even though I love having the conversations, it ends up being pointless because I'm talking to nobody effectively. I'm effectively talking to nobody. I think in this one, there's, one comment? Let's see what it is. Probably my friend telling me to play Death Garden. Let's find out. No, not quite. But it is my friend being sarcastic. Okay, anyway. Okay, and then, of course, this video. Dude, I'm telling you. The Springtrap topic is so annoying to me. Springtrap is very obviously S tier. I have this video talking about it. I don't feel like talking about it again and again and again and again and again. Springtrap is, as I say in this video, Springtrap is obviously S tier. The fact that this community unanimously calls him mid tier is case in point of what I'm trying to say, that this community is stupid and I'm tired of them and you can't have a conversation with them. Of course, we got very cool. Thanks for the advice. Thanks, Santi. All right, anyway. This guy's been actually watching me for a while, and yeah, so this guy has a brain. which actually, which he says about me right here. Yeah, yeah. Springtrap is fucking S tier. Springtrap is fucking S tier. Yes, he's a, yeah. Yeah. He's a better Huntress. Huntress is already high tier. Huntress is insanely strong. Springtrap is better than that. Springtrap is like a copy of Huntress with more things and stronger things of what she has. The only thing Huntress, and I say this in the video, and I don't want to get into the topic, but the only thing Huntress has, and this is something Scott says, the only thing Huntress has, it like as an advantage over Springtrap, is that she can like throw a bunch of hatchets at a bunch of people. But what the fuck are we talking about? When are a bunch of people gathered in front of Huntress? That's not that's not an argument. Like, it's not an argument. That's not a fucking argument. These guys say all the time, don't work on the same generator. At the start of the game, spread out, blah, blah, blah. Everyone should always be split up as far apart as possible and working generators on all... And then they say that Huntress's strength is that she can mow down multiple people. It's a... It doesn't... You can't have the best of both worlds there. You can't, like... Whatever. This is what I'm saying. This community is stupid. This community is just stupid. They don't even realize when they are being contradictory. And how do you not realize when you're being contradictory? How does that spark not fly off in your brain? That's what I have. Something goes off and I'm like, oh, wait a second. You know, but they don't have that. They just don't have that. And it's infuriating to try to deal with that. Anyway, yeah, I'm not getting into this. I've already spent way too much time on this. Yes, one of my favorite videos. This is why we can't have nice things. This is just a video of Scott being hypocritical. Not hypocritical, I should say contradictory. Just a video of Scott being contradictory. He says Springtrap is really loud, so the undetectability doesn't really do anything, and then he's caught red-handed, having no idea where Springtrap is, because Springtrap is not very loud. Springtrap is very fucking quiet, and you can only hear Springtrap when he's about fucking 2 feet in front of you. And that's exactly what happened in this video, and that's exactly my point, is that this community doesn't even have the sparks that fire off in their brain when they say something that is contradictory to something else they said. What else do we have? Redundant video of DBD community. I honestly don't remember exactly what happened to this, but judging off the thumbnail, I do remember that it was like my teammates acted against me. I don't care. I don't know. This is just some example of teammates acted against me. And for like no fucking reason. Like, yeah, I remember that. You can go ahead and watch that if you want. If you want to. I don't care enough. I'm sure no one else does. Blah, blah, blah. I do have my quitting YouTube video, I think. So clearly has not been the case. I'm going to keep trying YouTube. I think I'm just done with the DBD community. That's what I need to be done with. Yes, of course. And then I have the ongoing problem of the Sable prejudice. Anyone can see that anywhere. Anyone can go around and see it anywhere. If there's a Sable to be found, there is Sable prejudice to be found. It's a problem. And it's not so much that it's not always a problem. It's only a real problem when it actually makes teammates act against you, and you know, and that's a problem. Other than that, it's a soft problem where like it's problematic that you think that way, but what you know, you're not acting on it, and what can I really say? But regardless, another underlying point I have with that is that this community acts like they're super liberal and all that shit, and then they, you know, are prejudiced against survivors, which, if we're being honest, that is being liberal. Liberals are prejudiced, and they prove it every fucking turn. Whatever, moving on to the next topic. One of my favorite intros to videos is the killers became dependent on camping and tunneling. And it's true. They have completely become dependent. When behavior suggests that they're going to do some things to hinder camping and tunneling, holy shit, the shitstorm that came from the killer players, we can still go to YouTube and see it everywhere. We can still do that. It's still like a current event, is all of the killers having a baby fit over possibly not being able to camp and tunnel as effectively anymore. They literally say things like, if we can't do that, what else are we going to do? In fact, let's see if the comments here reflect that. I know you can see it anywhere on YouTube in the DBD world. Ah, good thing I checked. I forgot this was here in this video. Of course, we have this comment. What a glorious representation of the DBD community. I don't know how I can make a video saying killers became dependent on camping and tunneling, and this is what I'm met with. This is very, very much a prime example of what I'm talking about. Your nasally, leafy voice is exactly what I expected. Yeah, sorry, I've had a deviated septum for as long as I can remember. I'm sorry that offends you. I'm sorry that changes my voice, and now you are using that against me, Mr. Liberal, whatever you want to pretend you are. But, like, that's my voice. I can't do anything about it. Even, like, while recording, I'm doing this a lot because, like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe very well. Breathing out of my mouth just dries it up. So it's a problem that I deal with. I've been dealing with it, I feel like, since high school. And I'm fucking 37 years old now. Like, but no, go ahead. Go ahead, DBD community. Use it against me because we know that that's what you are as people. That's what you are as people. But anyway. Oh, so that's like the only 2 comments in this video, by the way. How to beat plague. It's another video of me trying to be helpful. I am a ex-plague main, that's correct. And then, of course, my Scott video, which I missed. This is like my most recent video, so I missed the Che video, so I'll touch that real quick. Yeah, like this guy's like, how about you show us your stats on Killer and Survivor? There's no way you play both sides and have this opinion. Okay, I'll show you my stats. I'll show you my stats. It's pretty close to an even split. I have about 3,000 hours on Dead by Daylight, and I have about 1.5 thousand hours on each side, respectively. I'm sorry that you wanted to assume that that wasn't the case, and I'm sure you're going to move the goalpost once I have shown you that it is the case, but what can you do? That's part of what I'm talking about. You can't have a conversation with these people. They just throw fallacy after fallacy, and it goes nowhere. Some people did try to have actual discussion, and I responded to them. But then, you know, continuing, other people, oh, he's stupid. Okay, that's not an argument. It's not an argument. And you're not going to present one. In fact, hold on. I know I say that. It's not an argument. Because it wasn't an argument. I'm just stating the obvious. Alright, this is obvious now. This is like really low-hanging fruit. But I think that's the only kind of fruit that hangs in the DBD community. Like, you need to have an argument. You can't just say, oh, you're stupid, and then leave. In fact, this guy didn't even leave. He said, oh, you're stupid, and he stuck around to keep saying it. And it's, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Remember that guy that was like, don't recommend channel? In quotes, because like that's the button he picked, and then he left. That guy didn't come back and just keep... Like, that guy, at least he stuck to his guns. This guy is like, oh, you're stupid. And I'm like, that's not an argument. He's like, I didn't want it to be. And it's like, what am I going to have a fucking back and forth for 58 years with you just saying, hey, you're stupid, huh? I don't care, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what kind of person are you? Seriously, like, think about that. This is a real life person. All these people are real life people. Try to picture them. Who is saying these things? Who's talking like this to people? Who is that? Imagine this could be one of your friends. This could be your wife, your husband. Imagine like your wife or husband or your children or your mother or father is talking to people, calling them inbred, incel, blah, blah, sex, homophobe, transphobe, pedophile. You know, imagine because they said fucking killers rely on camping and tunneling. Imagine someone close to you talks to people like this. All right, no, seriously, this isn't rhetorical. Imagine that. Your closest person in your life is one of these people in the comments. Imagine that. Chances are you either like literally can't imagine that, or like you don't want to, or like if you successfully do imagine that, it kind of would make you think less of them. These are real people. This isn't just, it doesn't mean anything, it's a YouTube comment. This is a real fucking human being. And there are so many of them. And who said it was an... This guy's like defending the guy that's not... Someone came into this, didn't make an argument, and just insulted me arbitrarily. And then someone else came in to defend the person that's arbitrarily insulting me. That's crazy. That's crazy psychotic behavior. Who said it wasn't an argument? Who said it was an argument? No one did it. Like, what is, hold on. What is this, like, word vomit? Who said it was an argument? No one did. It was a comment except for you. No punctuation. Wrong except, I think. Because honestly, I don't even know what except for you means here. No one did. It was a comment. It was a comment except for you. The except for you is attached to it was a comment. That's how that sentence works. That's how that sentence works. Except for you is attached to it was a comment. So it was a comment except for you. I'm not a comment? I agree. I'm not a comment. What is this? This is like what is this? This guy's just stupid. This guy is just stupid, and that's what I'm fucking saying. This community is just stupid. Oh my god. And I'm stupid too, because I reply to this shit. Blah, blah, blah. I wasn't listening to against autocorrect, the I'm for this guy. You noticing the pattern that these guys can't even type properly? It's just, it writes itself. This shit, no pun intended, this shit literally writes itself. In fact, I think this comment wrote itself with AI, but bad AI. Wasn't listening to him can summarize this entire video. Isn't it summarized with the V, or sorry, with the Z? Maybe it's like one of those things where it can go either way. I'm not sure on that one. Yeah, I at least had the self-control to not even respond to that one, but I can't definitely show it here in this video. That's just another empty comment. Like, no, just because I said a word and you think it's like it sounds clever, if you grab that and say, yeah, you could say that about the whole video. Yeah, cool. It sounds cool. I'm sure you'll get your crowd of friends to go ha 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 with you, but that's not actually accurate. I'm obviously listening to this whole fucking video and responding directly to it. It's just another stupid, I got you. You know, it's like, what the fuck, dude? It's just all... Again, that's the low-hanging fruit, but they're all low-hanging fruit. Like, that's all this community is. Okay, obviously not all of it, because again, there are some people in here that are actually, like, talking. Even if I totally disagree with them, at least they are talking. Some of them put in some effort. And it's like, okay, so my strongest point, probably, in this video is, like, I'm going over, like, the difference of win streaks. Like, Killer gets 1.9 thousand win streaks, whereas survivors get 200. Okay, I know that's insane. I already emphasized it in that video. I don't feel like emphasizing it again. This guy's response to that is like, survivors have limitations when they play for win streaks. That's not true. God damn, dude. Survivors don't have limitations at all. They can go into a public game and do whatever they want. They can go in with a Swift, and that Swift can do whatever they want. I'm sure there are some streaks, or some, like, streak criterias where some person puts limitations on themselves, yes. But we're talking about global survivor win streaks. That's not limited. That's... Fuck, I'm getting stupid too. That's not... That doesn't have limitations. That's not limited. Global survivor win streaks is they do whatever they want to. The end. Like... Here's another skill issue reply. Like, it's like, this is a different person. Different person just says skill issue. And then he goes on and says, but I'm better, so it doesn't matter to me. It's like, this guy twice in one sentence is trying to self-glaze himself. Like, to calm the fuck down. Everyone's trying to be an internet badass. It's a skill issue for you, but I'm really good. So it's like, stop. God damn it, I hate this community. Last but not least, and it's only last because I apparently fucking skipped past it. Yes. Calling out DBD streamer Che. One of two videos. The next one is calling out the community. So this was a situation where I went against some bitch. I didn't know she was some bitch yet. Anyway, I went against an Oni, and this Oni did like a 180 turn, or like on an RPD wall, and hit me, and that fucking pissed me off because I didn't know Oni can. I thought Oni was roughly like just kind of a straight line with some curves, and apparently somewhere down the road that got changed, or people learned how to maneuver him better, and he can kind of do whatever he wants now. And so in the post-game chat, I was like, holy shit, you did a fucking 180. What is this killer? Like, this killer lost his identity. Because that's how I feel about it. If the killer can kind of do whatever they want, that's kind of their identity. Like, it's kind of like, it's like, think of Blight. Blight is actually really fun to go against if he can't, like, make sharp curves. If he's just, like, straight trajectory, then you actually have to plan out, like, how you're going to path against him. And that's fun. But then it's not fun when he, like, curves around a whole rock, you know, or a whole wall, and he hits you even though he didn't have the angle. Because that's what I hate. When he doesn't have the angle but can still hit you, it defeats the purpose of, like, counterplaying against him. It just becomes, okay, I guess he hits me for free. And not for free, but it's like he hits me. I can't do anything about him. But I can't do anything about it if he plays well enough, right? It's not good. And so Oni's like the same thing. And so that I say, like, I say Oni lost his identity if he can just kind of do whatever he wants. A killer's counterplay is part of their identity. And if they lose their counterplay, there's no counterplay against it. They're just a fucking killer that hits you for free. I say this in the endgame chat, and she's like laughing her ass off in chat. I see that she's a streamer. I might check out her stream during the endgame chat. I don't remember if I did or not. But like first of all, she puts on like the clown overlay. I think I do check out her stream because I saw that she did this. She's talking to me. She sees that I'm like having endgame chat at all, and I think this is like her shtick. Is she does like a clown overlay on her VTuber avatar, so implying that I'm a clown, right? So she's already insulting me. She's calling me a clown, and then she's like overly laughing at everything I say, even though I have a valid point. She did 180. That's provable, and I prove it in the video. And not only do I prove it in the video, but I don't need to prove it. I don't need to prove that Oni does a 180. Oni can do a lot more than a 180. He can do more than a 360. So clearly, if Oni can do that, then Oni can do a 180, surely, right? That's less than what he does here. So anyway, so I'm right, and we can have that established, that I'm right in what Oni does and what he can do and all that shit. She's overly laughing at me, and it's like, you know, whatever. You know, people spam LMAO in chat all the time, but it's like, it's kind of annoying. She's already calling me a clown. So I say, because I'm like, if you're laughing this much at me saying Oni did a 180, I said to her, you probably come from being tickled. Yeah, I say that. And it's like, she laughs at that. Okay, she laughs at that. And I go over this in this video, in the next video. She laughs at that, blah, blah, blah. And then she says, you're really so funny. Genuinely, you're so funny. I hope your channel is built around comedy because you are genuinely so funny. You made my day, blah, blah, blah. All right, so one of two things. Either she means that, or she doesn't mean that and she's a disingenuous fucking liar. But anyway, and I go over this in those videos anyway. So anyway, that's done and that's done. Cut to like 1 or 2 weeks later, and I'm in the chat of someone else that I went against, some killer that I was playing against. He was playing Wesker, and I was talking with him, I was chatting with him. We were discussing things, we were agreeing on things, and then all of a sudden I get banned from his chat, and I don't know why. And I go and check his VOD, and apparently it's because Che was in the channel at the same time, in his Twitch chat at the same time, and she said, oh, hey, I remember that guy. They made sexual inappropriate comments to me a while ago. And then, like, the guy's mods were like, ew, gross, and then just banned me. I never got to I never got to say anything. I never got to defend myself. Nothing. And that's why I exploded with this, is because this bitch, while saying I genuinely made her day and blah blah blah, she then 1 or 2 weeks later gets me banned from other people's chat while I'm interacting with them, and she has nothing to do with it. And that's what got me, right? That's what got me, like, with this topic. And it's like, from there, I decided I was going to make this whole fucking video blowing her up. And the comments in this, just a whole shit ton of people calling me a creep. This got like over 1,000 views. I'm not sure how many. About 1,500 views. Blah blah blah. Just everyone's just calling me a creep. And then I have the next video where, after being called a creep by like hundreds of people, I say, no, I'm not like backing down. People say I should take the video down and apologize. No, fuck you guys. Like, are you kidding? I'm gonna call you guys out now. You're now target acquired. Like, are you kidding me? In fact, this video got substantially more likes than the previous. I think this video has, how much? It has only about 500, almost 600 views. Whereas the other one had about 2 or 3 times as much. But like, the like ratio I think is positive on the second video, whereas the other one is very negative. Like, what are we doing? Like, this community just sucks. You know, I try to have fucking discussions, and people have no arguments to say, but they decide that I'm wrong because I go against the grain of what they already decided is true. People decide what's true first, and then they look to collect evidence to support it, and they ignore the evidence that goes against it, rather than having a fluid brain and mind and thoughts and stuff, and collecting all information and then seeing what that information forms as the truth. That's what you should do. You shouldn't have your opinion based on what you want the truth to be, and then look for it. You know what I mean? Like, of course, I mean, you either know what I mean or you don't know what I mean. And so you're either not the idiots or you are the idiots. And it's just so exhausting, dude. It's so exhausting. This community is just not worth the time. It's just, like, literally not worth the time. Like, I have to edit this video still. Blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of time wasted for something that's going to get fucking 15 views. And God forbid I'm having logical conversation on any of my videos. God forbid I'm proving my points. People just say, oh, you're stupid, as their argument. And that's really most of what it boils down to. Like, yeah, like, there's miserable experiences I've had with this community, blah, blah, blah. You know, people call me names, blah, blah. What it mostly is that I cannot have human-to-human conversation with this community. So what's the point? And it's just stupid people. It's just stupid people. I'm trying to do away with stupid people in my life, so I am going to get rid of the DBD community. Bye! Bye! Anyway, so here's, like, the rest of this win streak of 5. I guess that's a spoiler. I win them all. Can't wait for the goalpost to be moved. Can't wait for the discrediting, blah, 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 this or that. Some, you know, one fallacy after another. Can't wait for that. Remember, if you think you're a badass, you're not. If you think you got some kind of, like clever comment about my wins here, you don't. I'm using no killer power. You have no argument. Shut the fuck up.